Are Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple still together? November 14, 2024. Hello, Bachelor Nation news fans. Welcome back to the channel. The season finale of The Golden Bachelorette aired on Wednesday night. Fans saw Joan Vassos choose between Guy Gansert and Chock Chapple. In the end, she knew her heart belonged to Chock. He got down on one knee and proposed to her. She happily accepted. However, it's been a few months since Joan's season wrapped up filming. Are Joan and Chock still together today? Keep reading to find out more. Are Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple still a couple? During the season finale, fans saw Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos decide before Guy Gansert even met her family that he wasn't the one. Chock Chapple was the only one to attend the final rose ceremony. He got down on one knee and proposed. She happily accepted. It's happened many times in the past that couples think they are in love on the final, but then break up shortly after. Many find they are not compatible. Just last season at Jen Tran's after the final rose, she announced that Devin Strader had ended their engagement. So are Joan and Chock still together today? The answer is yes. Joan and Chock are still engaged. Many fans thought he looked uncomfortable on stage for the live after the final rose portion. Some speculated they weren't as happy as they were portraying. Others thought maybe it was just nerves since the show was live. However, it doesn't seem to be the case that they are not happy. In fact, Chock and Joan are already planning a future together. They made a big announcement. Throughout the season of The Golden Bachelorette, Joan Vassos made it clear that she would not relocate for anyone. She refused to leave her life in Maryland. It is important to her to be by her children and her grandchildren. Chock Chapple also has a life in Kansas as well. However, they are working on some compromises. Chock knew that it was a dream of Joan's to live in a big city. So he suggested they go find an apartment together in New York City. The happy couple will be going back and forth between New York City, Maryland, and Kansas. They are determined to figure it all out and make things work between them. What did you think of the season finale of The Golden Bachelorette? Are you glad to see that Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple are still happy, in love, and ready for the future? Stay tuned for more updates. The much-anticipated season finale of The Golden Bachelorette aired on Wednesday night, and fans were buzzing to see Joan Vassos finally choose her perfect match. Joan's journey to love culminated in a touching moment when she chose Chock Chapple, who then got down on one knee and proposed. Joan's answer? A resounding yes, bringing her search for love to a fairy tale close. But that finale was filmed months ago, and fans everywhere want to know, are Joan and Chock still together today? Stick around as we dive into the latest on Joan and Chock's journey post-show. Are Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple still a couple? In the season finale, Joan had a big decision to make. Guy Gansert and Chock Chapple were both impressive men who clearly cared for her, but as the final rose ceremony approached, Joan knew that her heart truly belonged to Chock. Before Guy even had a chance to meet Joan's family, she had made up her mind. Chock was the only one to attend the final rose ceremony, and the world watched as he proposed to Joan, who accepted with a smile. But what happened after the cameras stopped rolling? Fans of the franchise know that sometimes couples who fall in love on screen realize they aren't quite compatible in the real world. In fact, just last season, Jen Tran, the previous Bachelorette, announced at her after the final rose special that her engagement with Devin Strader had ended. So is history repeating itself, or are Joan and Chock still going strong? Well, Bachelor Nation, the answer is yes, they're still engaged. While some fans noticed that Chock seemed a bit nervous during the live after the final rose portion, sparking speculation about whether they were as happy as they seemed, it appears that the nerves were simply due to being on live television. The couple is, in fact, still together and happily planning their future. They've even made a big announcement about the next steps in their relationship. Joan and Chock's big announcement. Throughout the Golden Bachelorette season, Joan emphasized that she wouldn't be willing to relocate from her home in Maryland. Staying close to her children and grandchildren was non-negotiable. At the same time, Chock has an established life in Kansas. Initially, this geographical distance seemed like a potential obstacle for their budding romance. But love finds a way, and Joan and Chock have come up with a beautiful compromise that honors both of their commitments. In a recent announcement, the couple shared that they're making plans to split their time between 3 places: New York City, Maryland, and Kansas. This solution not only keeps Joan close to her family, but also allows the couple to experience life in the vibrant energy of a big city, something Joan had dreamed about for years. In fact, it was Chock who first suggested that they find an apartment together in New York, knowing how much it would mean to Joan. Their plan is ambitious, but it speaks volumes about their dedication to each other. Moving between 3 locations won't be easy, but they're excited to make it work and are already deep into planning how to balance their time. The road ahead. Will Joan and Chock's love last? Now that Joan and Chock are officially a couple, fans can't help but wonder about what lies ahead. Their love story, filled with maturity and mutual respect, has inspired viewers of all ages. But navigating a public relationship, especially one built on a reality TV show, comes with unique challenges. Even so, Joan and Chock are determined to stay true to themselves and to each other. While most Bachelor franchise couples dive straight into wedding planning, Joan and Chock are taking a slower approach. With both having been through marriage and significant relationships before, they know the importance of getting it right. In a recent interview, Joan shared that their first priority is building a solid foundation for their future together, and they aren't in any rush to set a wedding date. Instead, they're focused on understanding each other's needs and finding a rhythm that works for them both. Chock, meanwhile, has been adapting to the intense interest from fans and media. While he's known for his calm, grounded personality, the reality of sudden fame has been a new experience for him. At a recent public event, he candidly mentioned that he's still getting used to all the attention but feels grateful for the support they've received from fans. The fan reactions. Fans have had plenty to say about Joan and Chock's relationship. While some were initially rooting for Guy, the sincerity and depth of Joan and Chock's connection have won over most viewers. Social media has been flooded with well wishes for the couple, with fans expressing excitement for Joan finally finding her forever love. Others have praised their mature approach to handling the relationship, especially considering Joan's decision to prioritize family.